World War II is over, and there's a new sense of optimism as troops return home. Auto industries are producing cars again, and there are plenty of eager buyers ready to snap them up. During the early to mid-1950s, car makers, particularly Ford and Chevy, were in a heated battle for the hearts and minds of what consumers wanted in a car. In 1954, the public didn't know it yet, but in 1955, things were about to change in a big way. Styles were entering a new era with more power, more comfort and ride, and everything the public demanded in a new car. The shoebox look of the early 50s was changing rapidly. From 1929 to 1954, the inline-six engine was Chevrolet's sole power plant. Ford, on the other hand, was offering a flathead V8 from 1932 with 65 horsepower, making it the most powerful American production engine to date. As time went on, the 32 Ford would become a favorite among hot rodders. But let's get back to the 50s. Ford had offered V8 engines all along, but Chevrolet was about to get into V8 engines in 1955 to compete with Ford. From 55 to 56, Ford was still ahead of Chevrolet with its higher horsepower Y-block engines. But Chevy was coming out with its own V8s. In 1955, Chevrolet introduced its small block 265 V8. Not to be outdone, Ford increased its displacement to 272 cubic inches and introduced the Thunderbird with a 292 cubic inch engine. Ford also introduced new styling changes in 55. But Chevrolet was now ready to play catch-up with its completely redesigned models. Here's a look at the all-new 55 Chevy. In 56, Ford introduced its new 312 engine in the Thunderbird and models such as the Crown Vic. During the years 55 and 56, for both Ford and Chevy, minor styling changes were made, just enough so you could easily recognize the difference. In 56, Chevy was still offering the small block 265. But hold on, Chevrolet was about to produce one of the most iconic automobiles of the 1950s, because in 1957 came the all-new Chevy Bel Air. With a more powerful 283 engine, here's where we shift the story to the 57 Chevy. What made this car so popular for generations to come? Perhaps it wasn't the new and dependable 283 engine, but the styling that brought Chevrolet to the forefront. This was jet-age styling with the introduction of tail fins, resembling aircraft tail wings. Chevrolet got more than a year out of the 55 Chevy platform to create the icon of the 50s. Longer, lower, and wider. Perhaps the classiest look of the new 57 Chevy was the exaggerated tail fins, highlighted by embossed stainless on Bel Air models. A full-width chrome grille was offered with rubber bumper bullets on either side, a styling idea perhaps borrowed from Cadillac. Interior airflow was captured through ports mounted in headlight eyebrows. A classy touch was the interior design in Bel Air models, adding to the luxury. Another design borrowed from the aircraft industry was the gauge cluster in front of the driver. 57 Chevys were the fastest yet, borrowing Corvette engineering. The standard V8 remained the 265, but Chevy offered several different engine sizes, including the optional and rare ramjet fuel-injected 283, allowing the Chevy to travel from 0 to 60 in 7.2 seconds. The 283 was little more than a bored-out 265, but that made all the difference. A further styling highlight was the gold anodized trim package, replacing some of the chrome and stainless. Tire size was reduced from 15 inches in the 56 to 14 inches in the 57, giving it a lower look. Dual aerial antennas were an option back then. It was engine and other upgrades that helped Chevrolet take home the NASCAR Manufacturer's Trophy from the 1957 Daytona Speedway. Back then, it won a lot of races. Other highly collectible cars are the 55, 56, and rare 57 Nomads. In these 3 years, Chevrolet moved their models from bland to highly collectible masterpieces of styling and performance. It's doubtful Chevrolet designers knew they were creating icons that would last for years. Styling changes would occur in 1958 and again in 1959. But there was nothing to touch the 57 Chevrolet for styling that would endure through generations. Even though in a decade tail fins would be gone. I hope you enjoyed this video of the 57 Chevy, and for more of my videos go to YouTube and in the YouTube search engine type in Prime Links 86. And for older videos also in the YouTube search engine type in AutoNameplates.com. Thank you for viewing, and as always, we'll see you at the car shows and cruise nights.